Hello. We are here to talk about one of my favorite games of all time, Ghost Recon Wildlands. That's right. I basically want to talk about some of the things I'd like to see in Ghost Recon Wildlands 2. Ghost Recon Wildlands 1 is just an amazing game. I loved it so much. I almost didn't even buy it. I didn't even want it. Didn't even think I'd be interested in it. And it really turned around my perspective on cooperative PvE games. I was pretty much PvP only till I met Wildlands. At which point it was love at first gunshot. But anyway, some of these things I'd like to see in no particular order. Number one is a rideable train. I mean, choo-choo, baby. Come on. This would be so awesome to be able to just tour Bolivia on a train like that. Or whatever country we go to next. It might not be Bolivia. Maybe somewhere in Europe or Asia. Or who knows. But a rideable train is a must. Number two is movable bodies. So tired of taking them shots and then have those patrols coming around. Those pesky patrols ruining a perfectly good assault. Surprise assault, anyway. I know the bodies persist for a while, too, in-game, because I've seen dead bodies actually charred stay in the back seat of cars that have exploded and burned. And they've just stayed there for probably 10, 15, 20 minutes plus, so the body doesn't necessarily have to respawn after a certain amount of time, so the body does stay in-game. I do know that much. So, yeah, that's just something I'd like to see in the next one. Number three, this is kind of a generic one. More NPC realism. I know the more complex you get, the more moving parts, the more the game requires in the background. But anyway, this is my dream list. Stop shutting me down or trying to. You see some of them when you're riding down the road. They actually dive into the road instead of out of the road. It's just weird. They just kind of walk in sometimes nonsensical patterns. They just kind of stare at you when you have your gun out sometimes. These aren't really... I don't have complaints with the current game. It's just something I'd like to see. I remember Red Dead talked about how their NPCs kind of have a routine they go to day to day, and I don't need anything that complex, but, just a little something different. A little more intelligence, a little more... doesn't even have to be interactive, just a little more. Number four, I'm going to save the best for last, actually. We've got a good one for the last. Number four, a dodge or a cover mechanic or something. Please. Every game I play, there's some kind of a dodge mechanic. And, I need to be able to dodge. I need to be able to roll. I need to be able to get out of the way of danger. But in Ghost Recon Wildlands, no. I hit my space bar and it shuts me down. Something. They have the cover mechanic they could use from The Division. Or a dodge they could use from The Division. I've not really played a lot of Tom Clancy games. Rainbow Six is about it. But I'm sure they could come up with something. I just feel like it'd be super useful. And it would stop driving me crazy. And the final thing, and I guess this is probably my number one. This is definitely my number one. Is Destructible Terrain. Doesn't have to be full destructible. I know the more destructible you get all these sync issues with multiplayer. But something, even if you just can kind of hulk out a building and just leave a little burning heap left. That's what I need right there. That's my number one wish. Well, actually, those are all 5 wishes, but that's the most important one they need to get in the next one. At least partially destructible buildings. I mean, you kind of saw the evolution with the Battlefield games. It can be done. I know it's difficult, but it's as a player, as a gamer, it's my job to wish. It's their job to make it happen as developers. So, with that said, why don't you leave in your comments one of your, not just one of them, your favorite, your most desired thing for them to add to Ghost Recon Wildlands 2. So drop that in the comments below right after you subscribe and like this video. Because, if you're commenting, you liked it, and you like me now, so subscribe. Alright, ghosts, I will see you later.